A very good evening and welcome. This is Primetime News at 9 on News First. I'm Ramesh Irugal Bandara. We've got a packed lineup for you tonight, and here are your tonight's headlines.
70 people who illegally travelled to Reunion Islands via boat forced to fly back to Sri Lanka. Arjun Aloysius provides a 3-hour-long statement to the Bribery Commission. Cabinet approval granted for the pilot project to grant tabs to school children. Police officer who pulled out a weapon and behaved in an unruly manner in Minuwangoda interdicted.
The writ petition filed by Colombo Municipal Councillor Sharmila Gonawala challenging the parliamentary seat of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe was taken up at the Court of Appeal today.
The petition was filed claiming Ranil Wickremesinghe cannot hold a parliamentary seat as he is a main shareholder in a private company named Lake House Printers and Publishers that generates revenue through services provided to government institutions. Sharmila Gonawala in her petition notes, according to the Constitution, a Member of Parliament cannot enter into a business transaction with the government. The petitioner had therefore requested the Court of Appeal to issue a quo warranto writ petition prohibiting Ranil Wickremesinghe from holding his parliamentary seat. Filing preliminary objections, the council representing Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe requested the two-judge bench comprising of Court of Appeal Judge Shiran Gunaratna and Priyantha Fernando to reject the petition. President's Counsel K. Kanagiswaran said that the petition is based on photocopies that had not been certified. The President's Counsel requested court to reject the petition as Article 3 of the Rules and Regulations of the Supreme Court states that documents without their original copies cannot be considered. The President's Counsel added that documents on an agreement said to be reached by Ranil Wickremesinghe had not been presented. President's Counsel Udita Igalaheva, representing the petitioner, said that the original copies of the checks of the said incident had been attached to the petition. The matter was postponed to the 26th of February and the petitioners were ordered to submit their responses to the preliminary objections filed on that day.
The case was postponed to the 26th. The opposing faction filed preliminary objections today. We have an opportunity to respond to these on the 26th. I think this is very successful. I have hope that something good will come out of this.
The beneficial owner of Perpetual Treasuries Private Limited, Arjun Aloysius, appeared before the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption this morning.
According to a high-ranking officer at the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery and corruption, a statement had been recorded from Aloysius regarding the central bank bond scam. He added that a statement was recorded from Aloysius for about 3 hours from 11:40 this morning, after which he left the premises at about 1:50 in the afternoon.
Rusiripala Tennakon expressed views on the potential serious defect in what is being currently contemplated in respect of the bond scam. The retired senior banker expressed these views on our Newsline program this morning.
Now, there's another aspect for us. You know, this effect of retrospective laws. I don't know whether this is going to cause another problem in this country, because here we don't have anything constitutionally, as far as I know, which stops us from, you know, when a law is passed by the parliament, whether it is with retrospective effect or otherwise it takes effect. But there are several countries in this world where it is prohibited to pass retrospective laws. Now what is happening here is, by changing this word liability to damages, you know, when they go before courts, if they make an appeal and say, when we committed this offence, this was not the law that was in force. Now this is something new.
Rusiripala Tennakon also drew a parallel to the coup of 1962 and the legal defence used by the perpetrators to secure their release.
What happened in 1962, no? The coup d'etat. Right. The famous coup in this country. Yes. They were all jailed, no? But in 1967 they all came out for what? Because it was a retrospective bit of law that sent them to jail, and the Privy Council decided then that people cannot be punished on retrospective laws. Therefore, I don't know whether there will be a repetition of that here in this instance too, where somebody will go, they can go to Privy Council now, they will go to our Supreme Court and say, well, when we committed this offence, this was not the law. They have brought in a new law and we are not ready to pay 8.5 billion. What will happen?
Commenting on the manner in which KP was arrested and how the LTT was defeated, retired commanding officer of the Police Special Task Force, Newsfirst.lk, expressed the following views.
The LTTE was strengthened by the international support it received. However, towards the end of the war, then rulers of the country received international support. The rulers as well as officials of the relevant divisions received international support. It was this advantage that translated into our strength. KP was apprehended in Malaysia. Due to the existence of an extradition law agreement between Sri Lanka and Malaysia, we were able to bring KP to Sri Lanka, following a request made to relevant officials of that country. The main reason for our victory was the appointment of the right officers to their rightful positions. Similarly, if such a group of individuals are appointed to their rightful positions in a political platform, the results will inevitably be positive.
In more local news, the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption informed the Colombo Chief Magistrates Court that it was studying facts to file charges against former Sports Minister and MP Mahindananda Alutgamage at the Permanent High Court trial at bar.
This is with regard to the alleged misappropriation of 53 million rupees in public funds to procure sports equipment when MP Mahindananda Alutgamage was serving as Sports Minister. The Commission informed court it would seek the opinion of the Chief Justice on taking up the matter before the Permanent High Court trial at bar. Colombo Chief Magistrate Lanka ordered the prosecution to report the progress on the matter to court on the 30th of April. Earlier, former chairman of Satosa, Nalin Fernando, was listed as the second suspect in the case.
Minister Lakshman Kiriella stated that all measures and steps were in place to apprehend Madhush and he could have been put into a bag and brought to Sri Lanka. Extraditing and bringing this drug lord to Sri Lanka is good and we have nothing against it. However, going beyond this drug lord is Arjuna Mahendran, who destroyed Sri Lanka's economy with the central bank bond scam. He's currently hiding in Singapore. Lakshman Kiriella never speaks of bringing Arjuna Mahendran in a bag to Sri Lanka. If this was done, Arjuna Mahendran himself will reveal that all of this was done upon the instructions of Ranil Wickremesinghe. These are nothing but jokes. The phone directory that belongs to Madhush has been apprehended. All phone conversations have also been recovered. The phone directory includes the names of several ministers and MPs. Now, in fear of such revelations, they are attempting to claim the credit of Madhush's arrest.
The Dubai police has confirmed that the blood samples obtained from Nandimal Pereira, son of popular singer Amal Pereira, do not contain any trace of narcotic substances. Attorney at law Udul Premratna, speaking from Dubai, said Markandre Madhush and all other suspects are still detained by the Dubai police.
The Dubai police had concluded its investigations into the arrest of Madhush and others who were arrested during a party in a Dubai hotel on the 4th of February. However, it is still unclear when the suspects will be produced in court. We met with the officials of Dubai police. We presented facts with regard to Nandimal and Amal Pereira. We specially presented the YouTube videos to prove that they are popular singers not only in Sri Lanka but also overseas.
Markandre Madhush and drug trafficking. This was the main topic of discussion during a number of media briefings held today.
It's not Markandre Madhush, it's Madhush from Kamurupitiya. Following his marriage, Madhush and his wife settled in Markandre. Initially, he owned a small shop in the area selling dry fish and wood. However, upon the instructions of a provincial councillor, Madhush was asked to leave his property and it was to be utilized for the construction of an industry. Afterwards, a bicycle that belonged to the son-in-law of Danny Hittatia ran over his leg and caused another issue. This brawl later escalated and caused issues between the two families as well. One day, Danny Hittatia broke into Madhush's house with a gun. Following this incident, Madhush left the village. Danny Hittatia was killed while Madhush was in jail. At one point, MP Nalin Bandara said that Madhush attended my son's wedding. I did not invite everyone from my village to my son's wedding. I invited the President, Prime Minister, the Speaker, former President, Minister of Law, who was also in charge of the police, 3 DIGs as well as many VIPs. An electronic card was made available to all guests, which directs them to their respective table during the reception. I challenge everyone to conduct a police investigation into this matter and ascertain whether Madhush actually attended the wedding or not. I will provide all answers directly. Madhush settled down in Markandre. How can I not know Madhush? However, I have not joined Madush for any criminal or illegal activity.
ක්‍රියාකාරකමකට ඒ අයත් එක්ක සම්බන්ධ වෙලා නැහැ වැරදි ක්‍රියාකාරකමට.
It was revealed recently that the former IGP who supported drug trafficking had built a huge mansion in the Kalane area. This association has been backed by an MP, and it was his secretary who had supervised the construction of this house. It was an MP who had even introduced the IGP to the drug traffickers. Some MPs are now in England. The names of a few others end with letters such as L, D, and even S. At present, certain individuals are even advisors to senior officials such as the president. Likewise, there is a web that connects all of them, and this has destroyed Sri Lanka. At present, even institutions that enact the law are corrupt. They have all become puppets who dance to the tune of drug traffickers and their money.
On Friday, the current COPE chairman and JVP MP Sunil Handunati alleged that on the 1st of March 2013, the board of Sri Lankan Airlines held a special board meeting at the residence of Chamal Rajapaksa, the former Speaker of Parliament, or rather the official residence of Chamal Rajapaksa, who served as the former Speaker of Parliament. It is alleged that during this meeting, the final decision on the purchase of 8 A350-900 Airbus was taken.
He also told Parliament that the Auditor General in his latest report had stated that this Director Board meeting was quote-unquote unusual. The former Speaker and MP Chamal Rajapaksa, responding immediately, stated that while he neither attended nor was aware of such a meeting at the time, he was only aware of such a meeting now after a telephone call with the former CEO Kapila Chandrasena. Newsfirst is now in possession of a chain of emails showing the circumstances that led to that Sri Lankan Airlines board meeting held at the Speaker's residence. On the 21st of February 2013, the company secretary informs by email to all members of the UL board that COPE had requested a periodic performance review meeting with the company. On the 27th of February 2013, one of the board members, Shamendra Rajapaksa, suggests to have the board meeting at the Parliament before the COPE meeting, or if that is not possible, he offers to arrange the conference room at the Speaker's house. On the same day, the company secretary informs by email to all board members that the special board meeting will now be held in the conference room at the Speaker's house. Incidentally, Newsfirst is also in possession of the board minutes of the special meeting of the Board of Directors of Sri Lankan Airlines held at the Speaker's residence on the 1st of March 2013.
In more local news, President Maithripala Sirisena says that an immediate solution should be given for the prevailing water crisis in the north. The President made this statement at a project progress revision meeting of the proposed water project for the northern province held at the President's office.
The head of state said that the issue pertaining to the development of the region will also be resolved if a solution is provided to the water crisis in the area. The President highlighted the importance of implementing the proposal he made to transport water that flows into the sea in Ratnapura, Kegol and Kalutara via pipelines to the northern province. The discussion was also centered around the program of the proposed projects Yapaneta Gangak, scheduled to be implemented in 2020, with funds from the Netherlands, and the Cascade System Development Project, implemented in the northern and north-central provinces with the financial assistance from JICA.
A meeting of the Cabinet of Ministers was chaired by President Maithripala Sirisena today. The meeting was held at the Presidential Secretariat.
ඒ සම්බන්ධයෙන් පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ කතානායකතුමා සමග කතා කරලා අවසන් තීන්දුවකට එන්න තීරණය කරා. ඒකනේ ඉදිරිපත් කරාද වජිරේ? ඔව් ඉදිරිපත් කරා ඊට පස්සේ ඒක කල් ගියා නැවතත්. අද මොනවද විශේෂයෙන් කතා? පාසල් ළමුන්ට ටැබ් පරිගණක ලබා දී.
Approval was granted to continue the program to provide tabs for school students. Approval was granted for a pilot project to be conducted at 1 AB schools and implemented this after 3 months. The President asked for a report to be presented at the next cabinet meeting.
මිනිට් එකට ගරු ජනාධිපතිතුමා වාර්තාවක් දෙන්නත් කිව්වා.
There was a cabinet paper of the Ceylon Electricity Board. The Minister of Power, Ravi Karunanika, was given approval to carry out these activities without a single cent from the treasury.
ඉදිරියේ ජාතිකාණ්ඩුව පිහිටවීම සඳහා ඔබතුමාලා කටයුතු කරනවාද ඒක අපුලගෙනද තියෙන්නේ?
මෙහෙමයි. විවිධාකාරයෙන් විවිධ වචන ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න පුළුවන්.
Various opinions can be expressed. I can say one thing for sure. The President, the Prime Minister and all of us are working together and trying to achieve the goals of our country. We are working closely to achieve this.
අපි බොහෝම හිතයිශීව සහෝදරත්වයෙන් අපි වැඩ කටයුතු කරගෙන යනවා.
Opposition leader Mahinda Rajapaksa, who is on a visit to India, took part in religious activities at the Tirupati Kovil.
Mahinda Rajapaksa reached Tirupati by a special flight taken from Bangalore after he left the country on the 8th to attend the conference organised by the Hindu newspaper. Thereafter, Mahinda Rajapaksa and the delegation arrived at the Tirupati Kovil and engaged in religious observances.
The police officer who pulled out a weapon and behaved in an unruly manner in Nilpanagoda Minuangoda has been interdicted. Police media spokesperson SP Ruwan Gunasekara said that his behaviour is unacceptable.
The police media spokesperson said that apart from legal action in court, severe disciplinary measures will be taken against the officer. Visuals of how the police officer pulled out a weapon and behaved in an unruly manner at around 9 p.m. last Sunday was captured on CCTV. The officer was presented before the Minuangoda Magistrates Court and was released on bail of 100,000 rupees. He will be produced before courts on the 3rd of April.
Police spokesperson SP Ruwan Gunasekara said that MP Chaminda Vijayasiri has been instructed to appear before the Bandarawela police over an altercation that was reported on Sunday. However, the MP has so far failed to comply with the request.
Police said on Sunday an altercation had taken place between personnel from the Police Anti-Narcotics Bureau and the MP, his security officer and driver. A PNB constable was injured and admitted to hospital, and the MP's driver was arrested yesterday in a hospital where he had admitted himself, claiming he was assaulted.
The Colombo High Court was informed today that the defence and the prosecution in the case filed against former UNP General Secretary Tissa Attanayaka have agreed to conclude judicial proceedings through a short process.
The case file charging Attanayaka had fraudulently used the signatures of the incumbent president and prime minister to produce a fake document during the run-up to the 2015 presidential election to the media in an attempt to incite racism. When the case was filed before High Court Judge Vikum Kaluarachi today, Deputy Solicitor General Dilip Piri said the defence had addressed a letter to the Attorney General with regard to the withdrawal of the indictments. He added Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, who is listed as the first witness in the case, has consented to conclude the case through conciliation. Attorney-at-Law Niroshan Pereira, appearing for the Prime Minister, informed court his client wishes to know if the case would be concluded through an apology or any other means. Deputy Solicitor General Dilip Piris informed court a letter will be addressed to the President, who is listed as the second witness, to ascertain his stance on the matter. The case will be called up again for hearing on the 25th of March. The recording of evidence from the prosecution in the case filed against 4 defendants, including Chief of Staff of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa, Gamini Senarat, was concluded at the Permanent High Court trial at Bar today. Deputy Solicitor General Tusit Mudalige, appearing on behalf of the Attorney General, said the recording of evidence on the prosecution will conclude today. The case was taken up before a bench comprising of judges Sampath Abekon, Sampath Vijayawatna and Champa Janaki. The counsel representing the defendants addressing court stated he will be making an application that the defendants be acquitted without calling the defence, as the prosecution was unable to prove the guilt of the defendants beyond reasonable doubt. Counsel said that he will be making the application under Section 200 of the Criminal Procedure Code. The case was postponed to the 22nd of this month.
In more local news, houses from the Sairupura housing complex were presented to members of the national netball team today under the patronage of the Minister of Housing and Construction as well as Cultural Affairs and Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Sajith Premadasa.
A house was presented to Noel Ajanta Pereira for his contribution towards developing the traditional Angampura combat technique. Meanwhile, houses were also presented to 12 members of the national netball team. The value of each house was estimated at more than 3 million rupees.
I was informed recently of an individual who had come to the Ministry of Housing. He had questioned as to how the ministry provided houses to people free of charge when the ministry did not have the right to do so. I was saddened by this. 13 houses are being provided to the Angampura sportsmen and members of the national netball team who brought great honour to our country. Headlines are created for such lies and several minutes of airtime are also allocated. This line, which is stated in the public platform, will only become a bigger lie.
A program to create awareness among industrialists was held in Dankotua, Venapur yesterday. Deputy Minister of Industry and Commerce expressed the following views.
There are not enough labourers in many industries. The salaries we pay in the South Asian region is comparatively higher, but we do not see many labourers. Even if they come, they don't report to work often. Even if they report to work, they do not work properly. So we request the industrialists to bring down trained and untrained labourers from countries like Bangladesh. If you cannot find skilled labourers in Sri Lanka, bring them down from other countries, because we have to continue the industries. If there aren't enough workers at the Commerce Department, we have to give them workers. We have no objections to this, but we suggest that they bring down labourers from Kerala, India, which is only 45 minutes away. But they should be brought down under the condition of one performing one particular job. They cannot do anything else. They have to leave once they are done with the agreed time period.
Our sister channel Shakti FM secured a number of awards at the State Radio Awards currently taking place at the Nilumpokuna Mahinda Rajapaksa Theatre.
The award for the Best Radio Documentary Program was won by Jnanakumaran Ganadeepan. He also won the award for the Best Radio Quiz Program. The Jury Special Award for Radio Magazine Program was won by Vanita Parameswaran. In addition, the award for the Best Jingle was won by Kanakarasa Mayuran.
The inauguration of the Employability, Skills and Youth Empowerment Program was held yesterday, organized by the Sri Lanka China Trade and Investment Promotion Chamber.
SINCIO, International Education LLC and the Sri Lanka Institute of Career Guidance of the Presidential Secretariat were also key organizers of the event.
I am made to understand that an ambitious plan is on course to generate a total of 25,000 Chinese language-speaking task force in this country. Your plans to develop empowered graduates to be gainfully employed as Chinese language interpreters, English and Chinese teachers, and to be employed with Chinese companies and organizations will significantly contribute for the betterment of the economy.
The Gateway Graduate School, in association with the University of Adelaide, Pearson, Edexcel, Teesside University and the Deakin University, successfully hosted the second annual International Forum for Students today.
The conference, exclusively meant for high school students of Sri Lanka, was held at the BMICH with more than 400 participants. Dr. Harsha Alas, the chairman of the Gateway Group of Organizations, was also present at the event. Under the theme of Designing Destiny, Sustaining Success, the conference saw many esteemed speakers such as Joseph Hopper, the head of learning design at Pearson Edexcel, and Soundari David, the founder and music director of the Soul Sounds Academy and Soul Sounds. The event concluded with a panel discussion on the theme of the conference.
Yesterday was the first day of the Illuminating Asia Conference and exhibition organized by the Asia Network Beyond Design.
The vibrant exhibition will be held at the SLIT Malabay campus from today to the 15th of February. The exhibition will be open from 9 AM to 5 PM till this Friday. Artists from various Asian countries including Japan, South Korea, China, Thailand, Philippines, Malaysia and Taiwan will showcase their talent at the event.
A media briefing to provide information on the Sri Lanka cricket election was held in Colombo today.
Just as they have the right to go to court, we too as the ministry have that legal right. So we have no problem to go to court. So we believe that we will be able to hold this election on the 21st. If we are not able to hold the election on the 21st, we will take the necessary steps in court. If not, we as the ministry have that option of holding discussions with the ICC and taking the necessary actions.
Preparations are being made for the Sports First Alliance Platinum Awards 2018, which is being organized to recognize, commend and award talented sportsmen and women in the country. The award ceremony is scheduled to be held on the 29th of March at Stein Studios in Ratmalana. And that's a wrap of Primetime News for tonight. For the News First team, I'm Ramesh Rugal Bandara. Good night.